Everyone, and thanks for being with us here today. My name's Brent Julian. I'm the Director of Public Works for the Township of West Lincoln, and on behalf of all of the council members, I bid you a warm welcome and thank you again for being with us. I hope everybody has a copy of the agenda, and if not, I think there are some in the back by the table. Please grab one, or alternately, see myself, Trish, or Wendy. Trish and Wendy, put your hands up, and we'll be glad to assist you. Just a couple of housekeeping rules, if I could. Number one, please turn off your cell phones or electronic devices, or put them on vibrate. That's very much appreciated. For anybody that needs a washroom, the washrooms inside the arena are open. And the other thing is, just be careful of the cables when you're walking around them or over them. Okay, and thank you. After the formal remarks, we'll have the ceremonial groundbreaking, and at that time there will be an opportunity for pictures to be taken. That'll be taken obviously back here. And at the conclusion of the festivities, there will be refreshments available, and there'll be an opportunity for media to ask questions, or anybody else. And after that, we hope that you will stay with us for a little bit and enjoy our hospitality. And at this time, I'd also like to thank the various staff members that helped put this together over the past several weeks. They did an awesome job. I couldn't have had this event here today without them, and great effort and teamwork, so thank you guys. And at this time, I'd like to call upon your worship, Mayor Doug Joyner, the Mayor of West Lincoln.
Well, thank you, Brent, for that kind introduction. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is so great to see all of you out here today for the M.U.R.S groundbreaking ceremony. I'm so excited. It's an excellent looking crowd, and I think you're as excited as I am in West Lincoln Council. So welcome and thank you for attending our Township of West Lincoln's multi-use recreation site groundbreaking ceremony. We're very glad to have each and every one of you here today. Today, September 6, 2017, is a momentous day for the Corporation of West Lincoln. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for joining West Lincoln Council in celebrating the beginning of construction for this legacy project we call the M.U.R.S. The Township of West Lincoln has a vision that Council refers to as building a vibrant tomorrow. And to accommodate the increasing recreation and social needs of our West Lincoln residents, Council solidified and approved plans to construct a new $23.6 million project called the M.U.R.S project. Right here on this historic property, the 6 hectares of township-owned recreation property that was given to the kids of South Grimsby by the Grant family over 100 years ago. So after many years of studies and deliberations, stakeholder consultations, a little back and forth negotiations, finally in April of 2017, the recognized need became reality with the council approval of the M.U.R.S project and the selection of Ball Construction Incorporated for the largest design build construction project that West Lincoln has ever seen. And here we are today. Let's put our hands together for that. And as I said earlier, it truly is a momentous day here in West Lincoln. Our M.U.R.S project will include features to ensure West Lincoln residents have as many opportunities as possible to develop healthy lifestyles through the pursuit of recreation activities and the development of new skills. M.U.R.S will also include features for residents to participate in and explore arts and culture, and will strengthen our public libraries. It's important to realize that our M.U.R.S project will increase connectivity and accessibility by providing important linkages here in the community. And lastly, the vision of healthy, vibrant community with participation and involvement of all ages will be further developed through this M.U.R.S project. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the itemized features that you can expect to see included in the $23.6 million M.U.R.S project. A state-of-the-art 12,500 square foot library, an NHL-size arena and indoor walking track, a gymnasium, a multi-use rooms, skateboard park, splash pad, playground, outdoor walking trail, and provisions for future servicing for an outdoor band shell. Now, at this point, I would like to welcome and recognize a few people to our groundbreaking ceremony. Welcome to our West Lincoln members of council. Councillor Jason Trombetta sends his regrets, as do Councillor Dave Balsma. Here present today is Councillor Mike Rayner in the back. Please wave, Councillor. Up front, we have Councillor Chichuk, Councillor Cheryl Ganan, and Councillor Terry Bell. I'd like to now welcome former mayors of West Lincoln, Her Worship, Mayor Joan Packham, and Her Worship, Mayor Katie Trombetta. Welcome to Township staff members, Ms. Carolyn Langley, Clerk and Interim CAO. Mr. Brent Julian, Director of Public Works, who you heard from earlier. Miss Vanessa Holmes, CEO of the West Lincoln Library. Mr. Bob Dennison, Supervisor of Arena and Parks. Mr. Brian Treble, Director of Planning. Miss Wendy Beatty, Coordinator of Recreation Services. Mrs. Trish DeBoer, Administrative Assistant. And Miss Brianne Fisher, Recreation and Wellness Programmer. Thank you, staff. Now, I'd also like to welcome Niagara Region staff at this time, too, as well. Mr. Chris Carter, General Manager for the Niagara Region. Where are you, Chris? Sitting in the back row, as always. Mr. Kevin Smith, EMS Chief, was supposed to be here. I'm not sure if he made it. And Mr. Steve Murphy, the Accessibility Advisor Coordinator. Murphy, where are you? There he is, back there. Thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome Kalos Engineering, and that's Mr. Hank Hutima. I think being the mayor of a Dutch community, I should be able to say that a little better, eh, Hank? Welcome to Ball Construction, Mr. Rod Aiken, Vice President, Mr. Andy O'Brien, and Mr. Gary Hawk, also Vice President. And welcome to Architecture 49, Mr. Matthew Deline. He's also the principal owner. You heard from this gentleman on August 21st at the council meeting. Welcome to Campaign Coaches, Mr. Glenn Boy, principal. And also from the welcome to the West Lincoln board of the library, Mrs. Karen Parker, Sue Langdon, Patricia Nelson, and again, Mrs. Joan Packham, board of the chair, or board chair. And welcome to West Lincoln Minor Hockey Executive, Mr. Chris Fear, President, and Mr. Gary McBlain, also an executive for West Lincoln Minor Hockey. West Lincoln Chamber of Commerce is represented by the President, Mr. Rob Wood, and newly appointed Administrator, Ms. Denise Potter. And welcome to Ford Executive, Mrs. Beth Shaw, Executive Director, and Mr. David Vandersteen, Resource Developer. And last but not least, welcome to the West Lincoln Historical Society, Mrs. Jean Acton. I'd also like the time to welcome our guest speakers you're going to hear from a little later, Mrs. Tony Mills, Mrs. Brenda Walker, and Miss Amanda Lane Crawford. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, go ahead, you can clap. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Now, for our first speaker, I would like to call upon Mr. Chris Carter, who's the manager from the region of Niagara. You all know the former CAO of the Township of West Lincoln. Mr. Carter.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, and thank you very much for the opportunity to speak today. It was just the other day I was at the park behind me with my daughter, who's 3, sometimes 19, but we won't get into that today. They're playing, and she came up to me after a few minutes of playing and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, Daddy, look over there." Ooh. I said, "Look over there," and she pointed over to this big puddle of water. And she said, look, there's all those birds playing in that pond over there. They're so exotic. Look at all those exotic birds playing in the puddle. And I turn around thinking, okay, maybe she's just goofing around with me. So I turn around and she was correct. I looked over, I saw this big puddle of water. It wasn't a pond, but I'll give her that. Second, there was many birds, about 80 birds. But where she was wrong was the exotic part. There was no exotic birds there. I wouldn't classify seagulls as an exotic species. So, but overall, she was correct. So I gave her a smiley face and a golden star when we got home for her observation. But 10 seconds later, as quick as I am here, I was thinking, how nice and how exciting is it going to be 12 months from now seeing 80 families out there, 70 families, 70 seniors, 60 kids, whatever it might be, where there's a variety of people utilizing that land, utilizing our services for what they're meant to be. So it was just a funny analogy of my daughter seeing all these birds utilizing this water just sitting there when we could be obviously putting it to extremely good use, which I know the mayor and council have decided to do. So on that note, I just want to wish the mayor, members of council, all the best of luck. Great job. All the staff, all the best of luck. Great job. And obviously the contractors, great job and all the best too. And I just wish everyone in West Lincoln all the best and utilize the services to the full capabilities and finally getting the services that maybe all the residents deserve. So thank you so much and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. Next up, we have our second speaker. I'd like to call upon at this time Mr. Rod Aiken, who is the Vice President of Ball Construction Incorporated. Rod?
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Mayor Joyner. Ball Construction is extremely honored and excited to build such a great facility for West Lincoln. Ball Construction's been around for 94 years, and one of our main things is to build community centers like this one. So we have assembled a great team for our design team and subcontractors to build this facility, and we look forward to opening it up and have the grand opening when it's finished. Thank you.
Thank you so much. For our third speaker today, I'd like to call upon Mr. Matthew Deline. He is the principal owner of Architecture 49. Matthew.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here today to speak on behalf of the design team, I would say. The township was kind enough to select our team from the 4 submissions, and I like to think that it was probably partly because we put our hearts into our submission in terms of design and working with Ball Construction, and it reflected in your selection. So that's what I'm hoping was your impression from the other side as well. Just so that you know, Ball Construction and A49 have a fairly long history together, so your project is in very good hands. We've probably over the last 20 years completed over a dozen community center type projects, including the more recent facility at St. Catharines, the Meridian Center. So we have a long history together. We know how to build these projects, and this is really our passion, community centers. A49's been around in different names over the years for about 60 years now. It is the type of facility that we've always done. It's one of the ones that we like to focus on. Why is that? Well, I think personally, and speaking on behalf of the office, it's the type of building that we love just because of the impact it has on a community. It really becomes the community hub, especially in a community like West Lincoln that's smaller in size. It's really becomes the place that everybody goes to for many events. I grew up in North Bay, so I know the importance of a community center. I mean, it's where your children will go for their first probably skating and hockey games, score their first goal, go to the library and read one of their first books on their own, or do some studying when they're in university or college and high school. These are important places. These are the places where your formative years are held. But the beauty of a community center is also reflects the circle of life. It's really the place that you're going to go as an infant and be there as a senior. This will be no different. We're going to have the facilities there that cater to all segments of society. And it'll be a fully accessible facility, which is also important nowadays as well, because we obviously have to make our buildings accessible to everybody in the community. In terms of design, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I think the drawings probably speak for themselves. We're trying to create a building that is modern, contemporary, reflects the time that we're in, 21st century. It's going to be state of the art in terms of the technologies in it. It's going to be a sustainable building, so we're taking a lot of green initiatives in the building, and we're going to make that a part of the design of all the systems, mechanical, electrical. And it's going to be a bright facility. In the old days, like the arena next door, they were built as kind of a bunker. It served its purpose, you know. But there was no windows, there was no light, and that's pretty well the way they approached all the buildings back then for sports and recreation. But now, with new technologies in terms of glazing systems and that kind of thing, we can make it bright and airy and a welcoming place. So I think that's what you're going to have, and I hope you look forward to the opening as much as I do in 2019, I think.
Thank you,
All
Matthew.
right.
Matthew, thanks so much. Thank you, Matthew. I would like to know at this time, call upon Mrs. Joan Packham, Her Worship. She is the board chair of the West Lincoln Library. Your Worship.
Read mine off. Good morning, everyone, and it is a good morning. As chair of the West Lincoln Public Library Board, I would like to thank the Council of the Township of West Lincoln for including us in the M.U.R.S project. The West Lincoln Public Library system is made up of 3 branches: Wellandport, built in 1987, Smithville in 1994, and Casterville, built in 2006. The Library Board has a goal. That goal is to upgrade and enlarge Wellandport, and then to look at the Smithville branch and upgrade as needed. Since the Casterville branch was built in 2006, the Library Board has been putting money in their capital budget for the Wellandport branch. For the last few years, we've been working with council and senior staff members of the township to do an upgrade at Wellandport. That is another good news story for next week or so. But today we're here for the M.U.R.S project. Well, while these meetings are ongoing, the Library Board and our CEO, Vanessa Holm, were invited to sit in on a facility meeting with council and senior staff to discuss the recreation facility, now called M.U.R.S. We were thrilled and excited to be included in these discussions. After much deliberation for and against, the decision was made and the Smithville branch will be part of the M.U.R.S project on this site. In fact, the library will be the first section you will see when you enter this site. Surrounded by glass on 3 sides, it will be spectacular. Very proud of that building. The present Smithville branch is a total of only 2,357 square feet, where they told you this morning the new one will be 12,500 square feet. At that time, it was felt that it was large enough. The site includes a recessed children's area for story time, public access computers, magazine racks, display cases, office, and a meeting room. It is accessible for wheelchairs, but find that scooters have a difficult time making the end-of-aisle turns. Our office space and storage space has now been divided for 2 separate offices, one for staff and one for our CEO. New programs have been introduced and are a great attraction for the library system. Most times the programs are full, and there are times that we have a waiting list in case someone cancels, because we just don't have the room to put the people. Space is so limited. At this time, I would like to say a heartwarming thank you to the council and senior staff of the Township of West Lincoln for including the West Lincoln Public Library Board and staff in your M.U.R.S project, for allowing us to be a part of the discussions and plans for this magnificent recreational complex, a facility for all ages, something for everyone. I would also like a special thank you to our library CEO, Vanessa Holm, for all the time and work she has put into not only the day-to-day operation of the 3 library branches, but the planning of the new Smithville branch and the grant application and planning of the Wellandport branch, refurbishment all happening at the same time. Thanks, Vanessa. You sure have been a godsend to the West Lincoln system. Thank you, everyone, for coming today.
I have a little oversight. I'm going to go a little bit off schedule here. I forgot to mention this is Linda Arbuckle. Linda is here representing our MP, Mr. Dean Allison. Linda, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Good morning, everyone. I am here, as Mayor Joyner has said, on behalf of our Government of Canada and our Member of Parliament for Niagara West, Dean Allison. Dean is busy in Ottawa, so I am here on his behalf. First of all, I'd like to thank Mayor Joyner and the Town Council for this invitation. It's always a pleasure to come to a groundbreaking ceremony because it shows the community is progressing. And that is exactly what's happening here. As a mother of two boys playing hockey and a daughter who is a director at the Ontario Library Association, I can assure you all that you are going to be spending a lot of time at this facility. It has something there for all of the families. So congratulations, West Lincoln, and all the best.
And moving right along, I'd like to call up our fifth speaker today. This is a gentleman that goes by the name of Mr. Chris Fuhr, and he is the president of West Lincoln Minor Hockey. Chris? Thanks for coming out.
West Lincoln Minor Hockey is very excited to be part of today's groundbreaking ceremony. Minor Hockey would like to thank Council, the Mayor, Township staff, and all others who were part of the conversation over the past few years. Felt like a decade, but we'll go with a few years. And for all their hard work to move this project forward to the point we're at today. Today is an exciting day for West Lincoln Minor Hockey. Not only are we celebrating the start of construction of a new facility that will have a positive impact on West Lincoln Minor Hockey families and the community of West Lincoln as a whole, we're also celebrating the release of our updated association logo that will be phased in over the next 18 months to align with the move into a new facility. The new multi-use recreational facility will allow minor hockey the opportunity to expand our reach into the community and provide our families with multiple recreational and social opportunities under one roof. A new, larger ice pad not only addresses player safety, but also competitiveness. We look forward to positive player growth and development, along with increased community involvement connected to Canada's game. The new facility will be accessible to all, something that has limited the participation of many spectators in our current facility. This facility will allow us to continue to grow our hockey programming and will provide greater opportunity to expand our tournament offerings and create community-focused hockey events, further strengthening our existing relationships. Minor Hockey is excited to follow the progress of the project over the next 18 months, and we look forward to a new facility that not only hockey families can enjoy, but the community of West Lincoln can be proud of. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just going to note that I am to recognize also members of our JAAC Accessibility Committee, and it's Karen, Sheila, and Donna. Are they here today? There you are. Thank you so much for coming. For our sixth speaker today, I'd like to call upon Mrs. Tony Mills to speak on behalf of seniors and senior user groups. Tony?
I know you can't believe I'm a senior. Good morning, everybody. My name is Tony Mills. This is such an exciting day for me and the citizens of West Lincoln, but for me, I am so excited about this. I'm honored to be invited to be here and to speak. I have been and I continue to be a passionate supporter of the M.U.R.S project. But for me, and I'm sorry to the architect and the builder, this is not just a building. Okay? This is not about a building. This is a catalyst for uniting our community, a place where young and old can gather. As a member of the senior population in West Lincoln, yes, I admit it, I look forward to the opportunities this community center will offer, a place to gather with other seniors in an accessible, comfortable environment, a place to interact with other age groups in my community, a place to practice Tai Chi without having to go up a mountain to get to the room, to walk safely indoors and out, to be involved in the library, to participate in other activities in the gym, the arena, and multi-purpose rooms, to take children to the splash pad and the skateboard park. I cannot wait to get my skateboard out. Now, when Chris Carter was, he said that I could cut the ribbon at the skateboard park, so I'm just reminding everybody, okay? It is a place where those seniors among us, and we have them here in West Lincoln, who are living in isolation, can venture out and meet other people. I would like to applaud the town council, especially Mayor Joyner, for his vision and determination to make this happen for the residents of West Lincoln. No, it's not just a building. It's an oasis where we can quench our thirst for activity, companionship, and unity. Thank you.
Actually, Tony actually told me before she wrote the speech that she actually wanted to cut the ribbon for the splash pad, but she said maybe that's not a good idea because I don't know if I can still get into my bikini or not. I would still come. Next speaker, I'd like to call upon Mrs. Brenda Walker to speak on behalf of the West Lincoln community. Brenda.
That's a tough act to follow. But I am also so incredibly thrilled to be part of today. This moment is so special, and I want to first thank the town council that did look seriously at the vision that many of us had and that finally came to be put onto paper. We are so grateful. They came, they saw, and now together we can conquer this. The future is so bright for our community. From a real estate point of view, which is where I come from, we are seeing our town continue to grow. It's thrilling. We are so unique situated in the peninsula that our future cannot be anything but bright. And when I sell real estate, I'm so happy to be able to sell the fact that we have flourishing businesses and a great grocery store and just everything that we need to make life good here. But now to be able to say that we have this kind of community center, and I'm calling it a community center because it is the heart of our community. It beats strongly when we have activity that we can give our children. I work with people that are newlyweds to seniors, and they all have needs, and our community is able now to give that. And I am so, so happy to be able to do this. This is a safe place for our children. That is another thing that we are able to tell people when they are moving into our community. You can walk your dog at 2 in the morning. You don't have to worry. You would be able to walk this park at 2 in the morning. You will never have to worry. It's a wonderful place to live, and this just enhances a town that is progressing, and we are seen from the outside as a place where people want to come. We are no longer in competition with other places below the escarpment or anything for price has always been something that people have come here for, but it's not enough. This will now add to what will be enough. And so I thank you that we will no longer be that sleepy little hamlet, that we're going to be a vibrant piece of the heart of Niagara. So I thank the town council for being so very brave, for having the guts to do this. And it took a lot of guts because I know there was a lot of people that didn't want this here. But you know what? When it's here, I think they're going to be pretty happy to see it. So thank you. Our heart is going to be beating a lot stronger now in our community. Thank you so much.
And now for our eighth and final speaker of today, I would like to call upon Miss Amanda Lane Crawford to speak on behalf of the Mayor's Youth Advisory Committee. Amanda.
Bonjour and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As Mayor Joyner just stated, my name is Amanda Lane Crawford, and I'm here before you to bring greetings on behalf of MIAC, otherwise known as the Mayor's Youth Advisory Committee. Today's groundbreaking ceremony represents the beginning of something exciting, the exciting times for the children in West Lincoln, with things like the skateboard park, the new arena, the gymnasium, and, we've been waiting a long time for this. And on behalf of all the children and teenagers in West Lincoln, let me personally thank West Lincoln Council for making a bold decision to push forward this marvelous piece of infrastructure. You have made the youth of West Lincoln very proud and very excited for what's coming in the future here at the Hub. The mandate for the Township of West Lincoln's Mayor's Youth Advisory Committee is to ensure that youth are involved in the decisions made within the Township of West Lincoln. In essence, this MIAC community will provide the voice for the youth of West Lincoln while advising the committee of importance recreational and social issues concerning the township's younger population. Our role as active MIAC members is to coordinate events for the youth of West Lincoln throughout the school year, as well as volunteering in the community, while encouraging other youth to do the same. And lastly, it is a vision of MIAC, the MIAC committee, to provide the communication link between the youth of West Lincoln and the Township Council, and to encourage facilities and programs that will enhance the quality of life, health, and well-being for the youth in our community. In closing, I would like the community to know that I'm a regular participant at Fort, and I thought it was really decent that the M.U.R.S came to Fort and asked myself and my friends what we wanted in the skateboard park. Because, you know, these consultants really listened to us and really cared what we want and what we thought about for the skateboard park, which I thought was really, really cool. Here's what I know. The Mayor's Youth Advisory Committee will provide an authentic voice for the youth in the community and will see and provide the quality programs created by the youth and for the youth. But quite simply, we really had no place to hang out in this town yet. The bottom line, folks, we just needed some place in this community to showcase our talents and to come together and to just be kids. This new multi-use recreation site with the library, the gymnasium, the arena, the skateboard park, the splash pad, and the awesome new playground, which I'm really excited for, will finally give the youth of West Lincoln a place for us to just be kids. And that all that I can say left is, thank you, West Lincoln Council.
So, let's put our hands together for all of our guest speakers. They did an amazing job. As you will soon find out, I think a few of them were actually reading my speech last night, because they said a few things that I'm going to say again too as well. You know, earlier in the opening comments, I made reference to this being a momentous occasion for the Township of West Lincoln. So I looked it up in the dictionary. And the definition for a momentous occasion can be described as a decision, an event, or change of great importance or significance, especially in its bearing on the future. Momentous occasion describes an important event or moment in time. It is used for a time of great consequence or for a major accomplishment, and is almost always reserved for good things. Well, the M.U.R.S project is a major part of our future, West Lincoln. And I'm proud of that fact that this term of council made the bold decision to build for the future. Fact. Of the 12 Niagara municipalities, there are only 4 experiencing significant growth, and West Lincoln is one of them at a growth rate of approximately 5.1%. Growth is never easy. Change is never easy. But this West Lincoln Council did their homework and acted with long-term vision, prepared to build for the future, and sometimes, quite frankly, that takes guts. And I believe Ms. Walker said that. I believe that our love for our community and our commitment to do your part to improve your community will see you through many tough times. I honestly believe that. But still, the question remained throughout the debate. Do you want to make a positive impact on your community for the future of West Lincoln members of council? And the resounding answer that council kept coming back to over and over again was, yes, we do. Yes, we do. And yes, we did. Momentous describes an important event or moment in time. It is used for a time of great consequence for a major accomplishment, and it is almost reserved for good things. I've already said that. In his campaign coach's report, Creating Capacity and Connecting Community, Mr. Glenn Boyd talks about image and awareness, and almost everyone he talked to in West Lincoln recognized the value that a community complex adds to the quality of life here in West Lincoln. And what was the case for this support? 1, the M.U.R.S has something for everyone. 2, there is value in building a new community complex rather than investing money into the old facilities. 3, this M.U.R.S project will attract families and, more importantly, businesses to the Township of West Lincoln. And lastly, this M.U.R.S project will become a hub of social and recreational activity which enhances the quality of life and healthy lifestyles for all residents for the next 50 years. Even the residents who swear they'll never use the M.U.R.S will probably use the M.U.R.S. In conclusion, folks, as part of the Building Vibrant Oral Vision for the Township of West Lincoln, Council approved the design-build proposal submission by Ball Construction Incorporated for the design-build construction of a newly multi-use recreational site and library in the amount of $23,215,867. So there is only one thing left to do. Let's all get behind this amazing piece of infrastructure and thrust all of our positive energy into fundraising. Who's with me? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our ceremony and our speakers. We would ask that members of council and Mr. Julian, you know who the other people are, if we could gather around the mound of dirt over there. First, I would like you to go over to the yellow post over there and grab your shovel and grab your hard hat and meet us behind the mound of dirt. So you're all welcome to rise, come forward, and take as many pictures as you like. Thank you so much.
So if I could, is that on?
What do you want to say, Brent?
I just want to make sure all members of council are in the middle. I'll corral the rest.
like his father. Oh.